One of the questions we get asked the very most is, do you have a therapist you can recommend for me? And while we wish that we knew of therapists in every single place, in every single part of the country, we don't. So what do we tell them instead, Mel?
We say check out BetterHelp because it's online, it's at a reasonable price, and you can be matched with a therapist within 24 hours. I've also used them and they have been great. And if you don't like your therapist, guess what? Click, and get a new one.
Absolutely. It's so hard when you have an in-person therapist, if you're not clicking with them, to cut them off and get a new one. So that's not an issue with BetterHelp. So we always tell people to try BetterHelp. And if you use our promo code, which is
trybetterhelp.com/WWDN,
you get 10% off your first month.
Go ahead and try it out. That's trybetterhelp.com/WWDN. And you know what? I'm a big fan of doing therapy where you don't have to wear pants, but nobody knows about it.
Are you wearing pants right now, Mel?
I'll see you later. Bye. That's trybetterhelp.com/WWDN.
Why, hello, Melanie Francis Shore.
Hello there, Anita new car coil.
No new car for me. Mel, do you know what time of year it is?
Yeah, Easter.
Yeah, it's like spring. And spring is, I don't want to say traumatizing for me because there's like the real definition of the word traumatizing and then like the fake definition of the word traumatizing. But I hate it so much. And somebody posted in the Widow Wives Club the other day, like just being overwhelmed. And I was like, yes, because all of the weeds come back. And then you realize the grass is dead and it's full of weeds. And then like all of the house needs to be fixed. And I'm just like, Jason, this is your job. This is not my job. And it makes me so grumpy on a visceral level that I have to clue myself in and be like, Anita, you're upset because like you feel overwhelmed because of yard work.
I texted you the other day and you couldn't even like focus on my question because you were mad and it was irrationally mad and you knew that. So I just let you be.
Thank you. Because that's what I keep saying to people too. I'm like, I am so mad right now and it doesn't make any sense. And please don't try and convince me not to be. And they're like, okay. So
it's just interesting that you bring that up because I was talking to someone the other day and my birthday's in April. And so for some reason growing up, I just thought your favorite season was supposed to be when your birthday was.
Right.
And I guess as a kid, I did love spring because why not? There's Easter eggs, there's candy, there's bunnies, everything is bright colors. But also when you're a kid, you're not responsible for anything. You're just in the world. Now I'm like, why am I having such a hard time? And I think the transition is hard. Maybe as I get older, I don't know what it is. It's like we've had it's been like 80-degree days and then it's snowing the next day. And I'm like, I don't know what to plan on.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, and I actually love winter. I didn't used to.
Oh, no, I hate it.
I decided in college how I'm like, I get really affected by the bad weather and dark everything. How can I hack this and learn to like it? That's why I started skiing.
Yeah.
So I actually love winter because there's no allergies. Everything is dead. And I know that it's just going to be bad weather all the time. It's predictable. But then, you know, when you get towards the end of the season, it's so nice when the sun kind of comes out and you're like, oh, yeah, I would like it to be warmer and sunnier. But then for some reason, I think spring is just so up and down. It's hard for me.
I love spring. I want to love it. I feel like you're emerging from the deepest, darkest, dumbest cave of winter. So I want to love it because I like naturally do. But then it's like all of the stuff you have to do gets in the way of it. So
you're not doing so good right now?
I'm so mad. I'm just mad.
All right.
And I even called a company. Finally, I was like, somebody needs to come give my lawn drugs to make it be alive again. And they didn't call me back. And so then I was mad again because I'm like, can't you just call me back? Like, can't you just help me? I'm trying to pay you money that I don't have.
It's spring. Anita's mad.
Irrationally so. Also, I'm getting new neighbors behind me. and new neighbors to the other side of me. And that also makes me upset.
Yep, that's why we couldn't speak the other day because you couldn't
Yes.
deal. Okay.
Part of it is because it like demarcates time. And I don't like meeting new people after Jason died. I don't feel like they're meeting the real me and I don't want to know them. And I'm sorry. Like, can you just hear how grumpy I am?
Do you want me to talk to them for you and I can let them know
No.
what you're all about and then I'll just be like, she'll never talk to you, just ignore her and she's grumpy a lot. But then sometimes she's fine.
I'm actually like a really fun person, but I don't want to know you people. My new neighbors behind me put up a fence, and we've always had like this big communal backyard. And I know why they did it, and it makes total sense. And all I can think is, I hope the wind blows down this stupid fence.
Oh my gosh. Uh, well, I had some interesting things happen. Do you want to hear about it?
No.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
I have been playing for Wicked, the tour, the national tour, and I was in Boise last month. And at first, I was really nervous to go because I didn't go out on tour with them since 2019. And when I did that, it was kind of a bad experience because just the culture of the everything there. And it was really difficult. And it was after Scott died. And I was just so unwell, I think. I thought I was well-ish enough, but I look back now and I think, yeah, okay. I feel bad for anyone that encountered me during that time. So I was nervous to go play again because it was such a bad experience, mostly because of just, I didn't want to put up with a lot of the shenanigans, the work shenanigans that were very avoidable and mostly due to cause of lack of communication and ego. So I kind
You
of
work with like musicians, and musicians are weird, just so you know. No.
Yes, we're all very weird, and then there's different flavors of weird, and then
Yeah.
and then there's a whole hierarchy with Broadway stuff, theater stuff, musical theater stuff, because it's very run very corporately, top down, but then it's music and it's just a whole thing. And then some people are out on tour for years and years. They're not okay. They're not very nice. Some people are just trying to figure out how to live on the road. There's a whole slew of things. And then there's some people who manage it very well. And those people are usually the drummers and the guitar players. Anyway, it wasn't all bad. Like, of course, there's really great people that worked there, but there was a core group that I had to deal with every day. There were fights going on between them.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
just
drama,
being, yeah,
and I bet it's even worse in drama. Like you work in drama.
yeah. And then there's cast drama and crew drama and management drama. Anyway, so in 2019, when I got done, I said, I'm never doing this ever again. Then, of course, I moved to New York and get the opportunity to do things. And then COVID happens. And I'm like, well, the universe is like, no, do not do things in theater, musical theater. And then I get an email last year, Wicked is coming to these cities. Will you play? And I'm like, I just said yes because it was kind of a habit, but it was a long enough run that I'm like, okay, at least I'll make money. Maybe I'll be okay by then. I think it's different people involved, but I kind of shoved it to the side. So anyway, I go up to Boise and I originally said yes because Scott's parents lived there, but since I accepted the gig there, they moved to Utah. And I was like, dang it, that was like half of my check. So now I had to pay, it was a whole kind of, for me, a series of laughable events that were unfortunate. I got up there and it actually surprisingly was really going really well. And I got to take my dog Scotty with me. So I had a nice Airbnb to stay. There was not drama. And I had a really great 3 days into my couple-week run. And then I'm at the dog park with Scotty, which is across the street from the hospital where Scott had a surgery that he then died from. Scotty's running and he's a Vizsla. He's 7 and he loves playing fetch. Does it all the time. He's a happy boy. Throw a ball just like normal. It's kind of a line drive down in front of me. He catches the ball, turns around, and then it looks like somebody or something bit him in the back legs and his back end went whoop and just popped right up. And I thought, did he get bit by a snake. It was super weird. And I kind of froze. And there were other people in the dog park that were running up to him. And so I went over and
Was he like making like yipping noises or he just kind of
no,
like
no, he didn't.
weird?
It just looked like, and he kind of looked at his back end like, did something bite me?
Yeah.
So I get him and I'm like pushing in his paws and I'm like, did he rupture an Achilles? Did he do something structural? And I kept poking around. I'm like, nothing's wrong, but his back end was just not working. He was kind of dragging himself on his front legs. So the people at the dog park, they were so nice. There were four of them. They helped me like carry him to the car up this long hill. And I went and I took him to the pet ER. And it turns out that
That was your whole paycheck, Mel.
you guys, I don't even think I broke even because then what? Here's what was funny. I do the subbing, and so they need me when they need me, but I'm guaranteed like a low end of 2 times per week, and then high end is whatever. Of course, this is where the cast is doing a whole changeover, so they have to fly extra people in to help run rehearsals, and then they need me in the pit more. So they're like, "Oh, we actually need you the whole time." And I found that out the night before I drove up there. So I'm like, wait a second. Well, it was too much to process. So I had to stay there longer. And my rate was negotiated beforehand. That's why this is a whole disaster.
Blah, blah,
Because
blah.
normally you just get paid per service. This was not that. So, yeah, and then I had a vet visit. But it turns out Scotty had a spinal stroke.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing in dogs. It's apparently in active dogs a lot. And basically everything that I just described with what happened that day is what happens. The good news is if the dog doesn't do worse within the first 3 days, then they usually make a really pretty decent recovery. So I think he's okay. He can walk, his back legs are working, he can scratch his ear with one of his legs. But he kind of was like, I sent you some videos.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, Anita, what's wrong with him? I don't know anything. Do you know?
And I'm like, I don't know anything about dogs, but it doesn't look right.
So I would say if I had to guess, he's doing like 95%
Yeah.
better, which thank goodness, because now it's been almost a month. But that was just so weird. Because I was really nervous about the whole Wicked thing. Then I get there, it turns out to be good. And then I have a really good, get kind of in a rhythm, was walking more, being outside more, enjoying. Oh, I used to do this a lot before my life exploded a lot of times. And then all that kind of happened. And it triggered some, just trauma responses. And that part annoys me because it's like, wait a minute, this is not like what I've been through before, but like there's just things where your brain goes boom and
I'm not okay. Yeah.
yeah, it took me a week to kind of like sort of okay. I mean, I would show up and do my gig, but so that happened. And now Wicked's in Salt Lake and I'm playing a ton, which is nice. And I'm getting
Can I come?
paid. Sure.
Okay. Tell me
Tickets are $800.
when. Okay. I'll just be there.
Come sit in the pit.
That's my whole paycheck.
Actually, what's funny, Anita, I thought about this as I was in one of the rehearsals, is the first time that I heard from you was when Wicked was in Salt Lake right after
That's
Jason died.
right. Oh,
So I think you need to come sit with me in the pit and it'll be full circle.
it will. We totally have to.
Okay.
And we'll take a selfie
Yes.
because that's what makes it official.
Well, and now that you're learning instruments, maybe you can help the band out. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing is trying to balance now my regular like teaching stuff and nonprofit working concert stuff with Wicked. But it's actually been really nice to have something that is very structured and predictable. And now that I don't have to deal with the drama that was there 6 years ago, it's kind of this nice relief for
Good.
me. Like I can sit in there and not feel, I'm like, I'm just going to play the show.
I'm so glad that there's not the workplace drama. Like, can we not? Like, let's just not.
It's like, guys,
that.
Here's what's really easy. If you have an issue, you can talk to somebody, or if there are things that need to be done, you can communicate that with your team. It's not that hard.
No, that sounds too hard.
That would fix a lot. Anyway, that's kind of what I've been up to.
So when we're done here, Mel, guess where I'm going? I'm going to a track meet. My son is doing track, you guys, and I've discovered that track meets are hostage situations. You have to arrive. You don't know when they're going to do their thing. It could be anytime between 1 and 8 p.m. and they don't even know what they're doing. And you just have to sit there and they're all dressed the same and you can't leave because you had to park 4.5 miles away to get to the track. So that's what I'm doing after we get done here.
Hey guys, just checking in and want to say if you are enjoying this podcast
And you want to see it keep going, maybe it's helped you through your widowhood journey and you think that it might help others on their widowhood journey, you can support that cause by joining our Patreon.
some of the things that you get as a Patreon beneficiary are ad-free episodes, so you don't have to hear ads like this.
You also get exclusive content, and at a certain level, you might also get an exclusive t-shirt you can only get that place.
That is true. It's pretty cool. There are 4 different tiers available, so check it out. It's patreon.com/WWDN.
And as an extra bonus, very often you get your names read by one of my kids, and they will do a terrible job with the pronunciation. And that's like a bonus, I think.
I think it's kind of the best. I would much rather hear somebody butcher my name than say it correctly.
A child butcher it than an adult do it correctly. Yep. So go to patreon.com/WWDN to keep our podcast going and support the widowed cause.
Yes. Thanks, guys. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yay.
I don't approve
It's
at
so
all.
funny.
You guys, we have a new announcement for those who might be interested. Our Patreon has a new, it's not a level, it has a new perk to it.
Feature.
Yes, our Patreon has a new feature. This is not something that is a monthly subscription sort of a thing. This is a one-time thing. And what it is if you would like to submit a tribute to your person or about your person and have us read it on the podcast, you can. So Anita, tell us how they can find that.
Okay. So if you go to patreon.com/WWDN, it brings you to our homepage. And then about midway through the page, there's some options, home, podcasts. If you go to shop and you click on that, then it takes you to where you can submit for Anita and Mel read your tribute on the podcast.
Yes. So if you'd like to do that, there is a fee with that. And remember that all of the proceeds that we get, we put back into the podcast and into helping widows be able to access widow materials. So that's what the fee will go toward. But you click on it and you go through and you purchase it, and then it will give you a download of a PDF of instructions of how to submit your story to us. And once you do that, then you send it to us and then we'll read it on the podcast.
Oh, I really hope that we get to hear some fantastic tributes to people. It's one of my favorite things is getting to know your people through you, because we don't have the chance to do it through them because they died.
Yeah.
But we want to get to know them and why they were so important to you. And our listeners do too.
Yeah, I think this is something that's really cool because not everybody wants to do an episode or an interview with us, but they do want something to maybe memorialize their person and share a bit of them. And so this is a way to do that without having to go through the rigmarole of being a guest on the podcast and, having to be interviewed and everything like that. So yeah, patreon.com/WWDN shop, and then you'll see tribute in episode.
Excellent.
Cool.
Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Mel, for setting that up.
You're welcome. Anita, guys, since it's track meet day today and Anita's running from thing to thing, our special...
And I'm angry.
She's angry. I've finally taken the reins and decided an episode.
Yay.
It has to do with Anita answering rapid fire questions.
And I have no idea what they are. I was not prepared.
None. Okay. Are you ready? This is our game for today.
Okay, I'm ready.
I thought it would be fun to do something like this because interviews sometimes are hard for people to listen to, or they're good and they're hard. And sometimes we just want to do something that's kind of fun. So here we go. This is a little bit lighthearted and very ridiculous. So we hope that this adds to your week in a positive way.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Anita's rapid fire round one. Here we go. Anita, if your life were a sitcom, what would it be called and which celebrity would play you?
Okay, I know which celebrity would play me because I have thought through this, and it would be Claire Danes because Claire Danes has a nose that is not a Hollywood nose, and my nose is not a Hollywood nose. Okay,
Okay.
that is who would play me. It would be called
I'm angry.
no, but it would have to have the Anita, like Anita new husband,
Oh, yeah.
or it would have to have a play on Anita in it, of course.
Anita, new husband, played by Claire Danes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's in the works. All right, here we go next. What's the weirdest thing you believed as a kid? And maybe
Oh,
you still kind of believe it.
okay. I know this one too. One time I was in my dad's wood shop downstairs and he had a car battery on one of his workbenches. And there was another person there. I don't know who the person was there, but like I was kind of looking like I was going to touch the car battery. And my dad said, "Don't touch that or your pants will fall down." And I was like, okay. And so for a long time, I didn't understand how, but car batteries made your pants fall down.
Do you still believe that kind of?
I still do not touch car batteries, but I don't think they make my pants fall down.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Here we go next. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life,
Ah,
but it had to be something mildly embarrassing, what would you proudly commit to?
mildly embarrassing one food. Um, it would it would just be candy, but that's terrible and mildly
Oh,
embarrassing.
there, that fits the criteria.
I don't want to though, Mel.
What kind of
Some
candy?
licorice. It'll be licorice.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the worst advice you've ever given someone that you knew was terrible when you said it?
Oh. Okay. I don't think it's bad advice, but I think it's probably not the advice that people were looking for.
Okay.
You know how well, maybe you don't know, but if you go to a baby shower, sometimes they're like, give us your best parenting advice to the
Yeah.
new parent. And I'm always like, you're going to touch poo. Like, just prepare yourself that your hands will be covered in poop sometime. And you're going to do a lot of gross things that you
That,
never
I
wanted
mean,
to do.
it is terrible. That is terrible because it's
Yeah.
your hands in poo. We can count that just because it's
I don't think I've ever given anybody advice that like I was trying to give them bad advice.
I feel like you
So,
try to give good advice, but
yeah.
maybe if you thought it was good, you wouldn't even think it was like the
Yeah.
worst advice. So you're in your
Yeah.
own delusion there. Okay. If you had to swap lives with a cartoon character for 1 week, who would you choose? And who would you absolutely refuse to be?
Okay. I'm trying to think of cartoon characters.
I can help you if you want. Ren and Stimpy,
I never
SpongeBob.
I never watched Ren and Stimpy. I
I
was
did in secret but it was kind of like outlawed at our
yeah. I
house.
feel like that's bad, Mel.
The Simpsons
That's because
also.
The Simpsons was like, oh, but The Simpsons is right about everything.
It's like South Park.
Yeah, it's just like it's a little too real. They have predicted the future too many times. Okay, my absolute favorite cartoon of all time is Animaniacs. And so, do you remember that show?
I have that theme song in my head stuck a lot.
All the time.
Hmm.
Perfect. Wacko Warner was my boyfriend in high school. And so I will be with him in the Animaniacs. And do not I don't want to be in SpongeBob. I don't want to be anybody who is not against, but not any of the people in SpongeBob. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay.
All right. What's your personal theme song when you're walking into a room trying to look cool, but you accidentally trip?
Okay, so I did a bike race a few weeks ago, and the song that was stuck in my head the whole time was a Doja Cat song, and I don't even know who Doja Cat is. Like, I'm not that cool, but it was a Boss Bitch. Sorry, Mom. So I've decided that's probably not even what it's called, and I only know three words of it. Um, but that I'm gonna say that's my theme song
All
when I
right.
walk into a room and then fall down.
I feel like mine would be Another One Bites the Dust. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, that
Okay.
would be like appropriate.
If you could invent a holiday that everyone had to celebrate, what ridiculous traditions would it involve?
Oh, okay. There would be the throwing of the pancakes. There would be the planting of the tulips
Okay.
because that, of course. There would be the cartwheel races, and there would be the eating of the licorice.
Okay.
And this holiday is called.
Anita, I hear we have a store.
Oh, we sure do. We've actually had it for quite a while. It's called the Snarky Grief Shop, and it's where you will find all of our best grief merch. That is, yes, a little snarky. For instance, it's where you will find the official widow card that you can pull and use at your convenience.
You can put it in your wallet, and anytime you need to use it, pull it out, play the widow card.
Yeah, we have glow in the dark stickers. We have shirts that say, "Be nice, my husband is dead." We also have the ones that are not quite as jarring, so that you can wear them out in public and not feel weird. But sometimes you need that shirt.
I wear my Be Nice, My Husband is Dead to bed because I'm a little scared to go in public with it, but you've worn it on airplanes before
Oh,
with your kids.
yeah, every time we go to the airport, I wear that shirt because I'm just like, listen, I got to get all these kids through security. Just be nice to me. Thank you so much. And it's worked for the most part.
Some of the less snarky grief shirts are podcast shirts or Widow Wives Club. We also have Resilient AF, right, Anita? What else we got in there?
Yeah, which we're telling everybody who cares, like Mel's mom, that means American fork because she can't know what it really means, guys.
Yeah.
Stickers and mugs and notebooks and just cool stuff that you can use to express your snarky grief. You'll find it by going to our website, shop.widowwedonow.com. There's a lot of W's in there, so just make sure that you've counted them and there's the right number.
We will link to that in the show notes, and it's also in our app, which you can get from the App Store. Can people get it from our regular website too?
Yes, if you go to widowwedonow.com, there's a link for the shop in there too.
Great. If you'd like to show your snark or have something a little more subtle, go ahead and check that out. Again, that's
shop.widowwedonow.com. The day of the happiness.
wow. Okay. That's amazing.
That was special. I know.
Next, what's a skill you absolutely think you could master in a day, but realistically would fail miserably at?
Almost all skills.
Please
I
say
feel
playing
like
the piano.
No, I know I can't master that in a day.
Mm.
I thought I could ride a unicycle and learn to do it in a day, and it's actually harder than you think.
Oh, this reminds me, I couldn't text you because I was driving, but as I was driving to Wicked last week, downtown Salt Lake City, there was a man in his business suit on a unicycle.
Guess who that is? That's my mom's cousin.
Stop it.
He's an attorney in downtown Salt Lake.
I saw him.
Yes.
Okay. It runs in the family then.
Yeah.
Unicycle people.
Yeah, I do tend to over estimate. Like I could totally do that. So I'll give you a for instance. There's this new show on and it's called like Special Forces. It's not new. Actually, I'm lying. It's new to me and I watched it and they like take people and make them do Special Forces training things. And the first one I watched, they like shoved them out of a boat and they had to swim to shore. And I was like, I could totally do this. And then the next thing they had to like jump onto a helicopter and do a pull up into the helicopter. I was like, I'm out. So there's an example.
I don't know if you watched this show when you were young, but there was a show on Nickelodeon called guts. And it was all of these, it looked so fun. And I would watch the kids on there and I would be like, I could do it better. I want them to call
Yeah.
me to go on there. But I didn't know how they got there. And it was cool. It was like they would have to do like there's an elastic band
Oh,
jungle, and
it
you
was
go
like, was
through
it
it.
like Double Dare?
It was
But
kind of like
like,
Double Dare, but then there was something called the aggro crag, and so you had to race the other teams up this mountain thing, and I'm sure there was slime, but it was something
yeah,
like I think we would do today, actually.
yeah, yeah. I never had Nickelodeon, so it was,
It was really, really lovely. We didn't
mm.
have it until I was a certain age, and I remember my life improved drastically, I think. Okay, what's a totally normal thing that irrationally annoys you? Like this coffee cup looked at me wrong, level of rage.
Like
Neighbors
my
moving in.
my whole life right now is that level of rage. Everything is bothering me. Yes, new neighbors moving in,
Somebody
weeds.
somebody said to me yesterday, Anita seems to be doing really well and she's handling things just so gracefully. And I was like, ha, she hates her that she has neighbors right now. You should call her. If you think that, then you've not checked in with her.
In general, I'm doing great, except for the last week and a half where I hate everybody and everything.
Okay. Because
Okay.
spring and things.
Yes.
If aliens landed and demanded you explain Earth in 3 words, what would you tell them?
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. What's your harmless but definitely weird secret habit that you almost never admit out loud?
Oh, I have a lot of those because I'm kind of like messy and I used to blame it on Jason and it turns out it's not him, it's me. Um, in the middle of the night, if I get up to go to the bathroom, I don't flush the toilet in the middle of the night because I don't like the loud noise.
I sometimes don't flush in the middle
In
of the
the
night
middle of the
because
day?
it'll
Oh,
make the no in the night because
okay.
it'll if it wakes up one of the dogs that will then wake everyone all the
See?
other dogs up. I
Yes.
can't.
I think it started with when my kids were little, but now I'm just like, you just can't flush the toilet in the middle of the night. Like it's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Now the word's out. We're gross.
Yeah. Mm,
But we're sleeping better. Huh? All right. Here are things, the rules of this, Anita. You just have to boom, answer. Okay.
okay.
Here we
Hmm.
go. Horchata or chaos?
Oh, horchata.
Dream job, superhero or professional napper?
Ah, superhero.
Worst fashion trend you secretly loved? Please don't say the pioneer dresses. You did. You
The
love it.
pioneer dresses.
Uh,
It's the only thing I can think of.
okay. If you were a potato, how would you want to be cooked?
Oh, roasted.
Okay. Which animal would you pick to be your bodyguard?
Eagle.
What's the first thing you'd buy if you won the lottery today?
Bike.
I knew that one.
Easy.
Weirdest thing you're afraid of?
Oh, I'm not afraid of, but I have an irrational hatred of paper clips.
Oh, what?
Yep.
Why?
They are annoying.
Okay.
I hate them.
Text or phone call?
Text.
And why is call terrifying? It is. I've always been terrified of it. Even as a child, I can't,
I
couldn't.
think it's because you're not in control. Do you know what I'm saying? Like with a text, you can think about what you're going to say and you get to decide the terms of when you respond.
Talking is improv. I think that was the hard thing
Yeah.
for me is I was like, I don't think quickly on my feet like that. I'm 5. One of my friends the other day, he told me that for church, he started using Chat GPT to make his
Uh-huh.
prayers because he's
Oh,
like, I hate when people just ask me. But now if I just have like a couple prepared, then I'm fine. And you can ask Chat GPT to make it sound more like you're
that's
talking
smart.
yeah.
And also what?
If your brain had a loading screen, what would it say?
It would be like a little bouncing ball. Blunk, 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 blunk. And it would just repeat that.
Nice. Mine too.
Yeah.
It would just say loading, loading,
Loading.
loading.
I don't think mine would have the words though.
What's a reality show you would actually dominate?
I want to go on Survivor.
I want to see that. Okay,
Yeah.
somebody please pick her.
That's probably one of those things where I am overrating my ability to do well at it, but I want to.
What's the last thing you Googled without cheating? You can't look at it.
I Patreon.
Oh, yeah. You Googled
Um,
Patreon? Didn't you just
well,
type it in?
no. Okay, what did I Google? Golly. My brain is not very good because
Ball
I cannot
bouncing,
remember. Ball
bouncing,
bouncing.
bouncing. Okay, we can skip. People have feelings about this, and I'm like, whatever. But what are pizza toppings that should be illegal?
I don't mind a pineapple and bacon, Canadian bacon. So I'm not on that. I'm fine with that.
Same.
Would I eat anchovies? Probably not. But I'm actually fairly adventurous in my eating, so I'm not worried about most things on my pizza.
I can attest to this. We went to IKEA once and she got some meat shank and ate all of it, including the gristle, and I died. Okay. If you get to ban one phrase from the English language, what's it going to be?
Oh, literally.
Yeah, you do hate that one. And
Yeah, I
Jason
don't like
hated it.
Jason hated it. That's why I hate it, even though sometimes I use it. Sorry, Jason.
You can only wear one color for a year. What color?
Gray.
I love gray.
It's just like
I
it's
love it.
very practical.
Yeah. I had like a stretch of 10 years where I would only buy gray shoes.
Mm,
They're the best.
interesting. Yeah.
And I'm kind of getting back to that. Well, sort of, with my running shoes. What's your villain origin story in one sentence? I'm glad that.
That's easy.
What?
Husband dies, get cancer, COVID.
Yes. What's a useless talent you are irrationally proud of?
I used to be able to touch my tongue to my nose, but I've gotten worse at that as I've gotten older, so that's kind of
Oh,
annoying.
unicycling?
Yeah, but I'm not very good at it, so I'm not very proud of it.
Also, why does he do a unicycle? Is it because he wants to text and
No, he's been
because
doing it since before there was texting. I just think he likes to be weird.
he's up
Like,
higher than everybody else? It was really
yeah,
interesting to see.
yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know if you answer that, but we can go to the next one.
Okay.
If you could instantly learn any skill, dumb or useful, what would it be?
Another language. I'd like to learn all the languages.
How many
But
are there?
probably too many. I cannot speak French. I cannot do a French accent.
That's the only
I
one I can
cannot.
do. And it ruined my Spanish accent because I say
Yeah.
tu instead of
Yeah.
tu tu. I
Two.
can't even do it now.
Do you know Les Poissons Steve?
The fish, Steve?
Yes. There's like a
No.
trend right now on TikTok and Instagram. It's this little fish and it's a song in French and I cannot sing it because I cannot do a French accent and my daughter makes fun of me. Makes me sad.
I do know the song Fish Heads, which is not French, but it's amazing.
No, it's not
Please,
that.
somebody listening, please tell me that you know Fish Heads by Dr. Demento. And then will you post about it
I'll,
in the Widow Wives
I'm gonna
Club?
look it up now though.
It's the best and it's so disturbing. And there's also a music video, which I found out last week.
Okay.
Okay. This is our chaotic speed round questions. Rather, ready? You have to be faster. And I have
Okay.
to be faster. Okay. Would you rather have spaghetti for fingers or pancakes for feet?
Pancakes,
If you had to marry a breakfast food, which one are you proposing to?
bacon.
Would you fight a bear if I insulted your mom?
No.
If you had to, that makes no, oh, would you fight a bear if it insulted your mom?
Also no.
If you had to replace your laugh with an animal noise, which one are you choosing?
Penguin voice.
What's your wrestler name if you were terrible at wrestling?
Anito Bonito Frejito.
How many chickens would it take to overwhelm you?
3.
Nice. 1. If you could throw any item into the sun just for fun, what are you launching?
Football.
Would you rather be followed by a mariachi band all day or have a theme song that plays loudly when you enter rooms?
Theme song plays loudly when I enter rooms.
You have a new side hustle. What would you sell? What ridiculous product?
Pictures of my feet.
Ew.
I talk about that all the time.
What's your villain weapon? Rubber ducks or glitter bombs?
Glitter bombs.
If your pet could talk, you don't have a pet, but pretend you do.
I have a bird. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's
Yeah.
the first rude thing it would say about you?
I'm so scared of all of you. That's what it would say for reals.
What's the weirdest flex you could brag about right now?
That I can ride my bike really far. It's not weird.
Good job. You're banned from Earth and sent to space. What's the first thing you complain about?
Space.
Could you complain because you couldn't breathe? There's
True,
no
I
oxygen.
would
You die.
implode or explode.
I know the answer to this, I feel like.
Okay.
Would you rather sweat mayonnaise or cry jelly beans?
Cry jelly beans.
Duh.
Duh.
Why is that even bad? That was a terrible one.
Maybe it hurts when they come out because like giving birth
Maybe.
to an eyeball
Oh,
jelly
yeah,
bean.
that's, I did think about that. What object in your house is most likely to come alive and roast you?
The kitchen bar stools.
If you were a kitchen utensil, which one are you and why?
I am a spatula because I am useful and
And flat?
made of nylon.
Would you rather have a unibrow that can't be removed or a mullet that grows faster when you're stressed?
A mullet.
Me too. We could have contests on how long our hair could get.
Your hair would be like Guinness World Record hair.
Oh, it would. It would. Okay. You have to replace your hands with two random objects. What are you choosing?
Chainsaw and kitchen tongs.
Aliens ask you to show them something impressive. What dumb thing will you show them?
Popcorn popper.
Wow. Here's the last one. If life had a warning label attached to you, what would it say?
It says may cause death.
That's very practical.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's the end of our getting to know Anita speed round. So thanks for playing.
Thanks, Mel. That was very unexpected and very fun.
Yeah, we hope that you enjoyed it and had some lightness in your spring transition or hatred of spring, or maybe you're not even in spring at all because you're in Australia. Who knows?
Ah, true. I'm gonna go to a track meet now. Do you want to come?
I want to do the pole vault.
Oh, they don't do that in junior high,
Ah,
so
okay.
you gotta wait.
Have a great time. Good luck to your son. I hope you get out of there before 3 days from now.
Yes. Everybody, if you want to keep the podcast going, check out our Patreon. It's patreon.com/WWDN. And also remember that you can submit your tribute.
If you'd like to buy us tacos, go to buymeacoffee.com/widow we do now.
And we always appreciate nice reviews and ratings on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yes. And what we've learned today is Anita and Pancakes have a recurring theme. So take that information with you.
And do with it what you will.
We hope you have a great week and we will see you next time.
On Widow
We
Do.
meow.
Mel,
Yeah,
we have a major announcement to make.
go for it.
Did you know that right now all plans on Mint Mobile are what?
$15 a month.
Okay, that's truly ridiculous. Do you know how much regular cell phones are?
Yep.
$1 bazillion a month. 15 is less than that.
New customers get 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month if you sign up right now. And guess what? I use it. I love it. I've used it all over the country, all over the world, and it's great. And if you're wondering about phones, they have those available as well, or you can just port your own number and your current phone over to Mint Mobile. They make it so easy.
So if people are interested in trying out Mint Mobile, how can they go about doing that?
Go to trymintmobile.com/WWDN. And you know, it's interesting. When my dad died, we actually put his phone on a Mint Mobile plan because it kept his number going, but it was $15 a month. So there you go. And there's different storage plans, but you might as well just get the unlimited because it's $15 a month.
Absolutely. All right, go try it today.
That's trymintmobile.com/WWDN.